Welcome back, everybody, to Synalytics Crypto. My name is Mike. Thank you for being here today. We're going to talk about my favorite cryptocurrency right now, that is Cardano. We're going to look at a little bit of the news that's going on in the cryptocurrency space from today. And, if you guys like what's going on here, if you like my content, I would really appreciate if you could help out the channel by simply liking, subscribing, telling your friend about it, getting the word out there, and just comment below, you guys. Just drop me a comment. I love to interact with you guys. I love to see what everyone's doing, what everyone's thinking. Everyone's got an opinion, and I like to see what is going on collectively. So let's get right into it, you guys. We're going to talk about Cardano. I really like what I'm seeing because we've had two pretty significant dips in the last 48 hours with little pullbacks here and there in between. But what I've seen so far from Cardano is that it's recovered very well. And this is good news for people who are heavily invested in Cardano. Most of my portfolio is, well, at least half my portfolio is sitting in Cardano right now. That's very rare for me, but I did move some things around a few weeks back, and I'm really glad I did it because it's been slow, steady growth, and I still see a lot of that to come. So loving what I'm seeing, loving seeing the bounce back, love the fact that it just speaks to the overall interest in what Cardano is doing. Everybody knows that March is just jam-packed with all kinds of things that are coming out. Big plans for Cardano. Most of you guys that are here, you probably already know most of this, so we're not going to go over that kind of stuff. I've talked about them in previous videos, but for today, I just like what I'm seeing. I like the recovery, you guys. I think that we are laying a very good base layer as to what is representing Cardano's overall growth in the months and years ahead. So good things, you guys. We're going to get to the news in just a minute, but I do want to talk about something that has been kind of floating out around there, and it is very interesting if you really look into it. There has been rumors that Elon Musk, well, it all started when Elon Musk changed his Twitter profile handle. It's got a fork in the road. Literally, it's got a fork standing straight up in the middle of the road, and it's like right down, splitting down the middle. And that is sort of indicative to what's going on with Cardano, with the hard fork that's coming up. Charles Hoskinson himself came out and stated that indeed Elon Musk was trolling Cardano, and even gave a shout out and said, "Thank you, Papa Elon." So you guys, are those breadcrumbs, or is Elon just being a full-on troll, or is there something more in the making? Because he's done this before, and he did it with Bitcoin, did it with Dogecoin, he even did a little bit with Ethereum. Elon's pretty much into crypto now at this point, you guys. I mean, he just made a $1.5 billion purchase of Bitcoin, so I'd say he's pretty serious about this stuff. Now, these are just rumors for now because there's no facts to back it up. Elon, I think, is leaving crumbs for us little guys to pay attention and see what's going on. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm certainly not advising you to buy or not to buy Cardano. I'm just giving you some of the evidence that I've uncovered, and this isn't just me, some guy, Synalytics Crypto, making this stuff up, you guys. This is kind of floating around. It's out there now. Some of the big boys are talking about it. JRNY Crypto, check him out. Tony's rad. He makes great videos. He's pretty much basically my favorite YouTuber at this point. He's become my number one. He's super legit. And Altcoin Daily, I like them too. Follow them. They've been talking about this as well. People are doing their investigative work as to what exactly is going on, because everybody knows that indeed, if that's the case, if it comes out that Elon Musk is at some point either already invested in Cardano, or is getting ready to invest, or is getting ready to affiliate himself in some way with Cardano, what we will see naturally would be boom, big boom. Look at what happened with just Gene Simmons. I don't know if that was coincidental. I did a video on that a couple days back about the pump, but it was right there. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. We all know that hype and attention drives awareness to a certain thing. Cardano is out there, guys. It's getting more attention now than it's ever gotten before, right at the perfect time. I think Charles Hoskinson is behind the whole thing. The man is brilliant. I think that right as the hype is coming into the market, as the market's growing and we're releasing all these things, we've got some Africa deals coming up. We've got Guggen being released. The hard fork is going through. I think a lot of people are holding back because Cardano has been known to do things very slowly. And I think that's caused a lot of potential investors to kind of steer away from that. But you guys, I think once those things go through, and they go through smoothly, as I do expect them to do, I think the floodgates are going to open. Again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I could absolutely see Cardano doubling its price sometime in the month of March. With all of the things that are being implemented, I can absolutely see that. The market sentiment is very high. It's proven itself to be very very resilient with these dips that have come, and some of them were pretty big, and a lot of things went down by 30-40%, and Cardano, it went down what it went down, then it came right back up. So the strength is building, guys. Things are good. If indeed Elon Musk is breadcrumbing his way to a release of actual information, if him and Charles, they've met, they know each other. If that comes out, guys, you hold on, because it could be a pretty wild ride. So the markets are looking pretty good. There's a lot of green in the 24 hours and also in the 1 hour. Now, we saw this several times yesterday. There was a lot of green, then it would go to red, then it would go to green, then it would go to red, especially the 1 hour mark. There's a lot of people with money on the side that are buying the dips. So in this particular world in cryptocurrency where we are right now, because of the institutional buying that's been going on, because of the global attention, because of all the things that are happening within cryptocurrency, I believe that these dips are not going to be as significant as they were in the past. I think the dips are going to be bought up. I think that evidence is already happening before our very eyes. So it's good you can't really compare what happened 3 years ago with what happened now. We all know that a week in cryptocurrency is like 3 months in traditional markets. So 3 years ago was a very, very, very different place. Where we're at right now, it's global. It's we're going to look at some of the news that backs some of this stuff up. But just going real quick to talking into Cardano, I did like this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to show you guys where to find it. But why Cardano's price recovery is more organic than reflexive. For a conservative investor, for somebody who's looking for the proper growth and the proper gains, I love this, because organic growth rather than basically reflexive or reactive growth, or on the downside as well from that, is a very, very good thing. I love what I'm seeing. I know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes that isn't always being talked about. ADA continues to accommodate high active addresses, so basically the market's growing. For ADA, you guys, from what I understand, like 70% of the ADA out there is being staked currently, because smart people are staking their Cardano and growing their balances. Brilliant. These are good things, you guys. I do implore you to read this article yourself and check out some of the ins and outs of what's going on here. But just to back up what I'm saying, the attention's coming, and it's coming from many different directions. Whether it's media, whether it's celebrities, whether it's just the fact that everybody's talking about you guys. The sentiment and the hype. When I watch videos, I'm reading comments the entire time. I'm digesting what I'm hearing, but I'm reading, and I'm looking at what the community says. Cardano has one of the biggest communities in crypto, guys, and everybody's set for the run that they all expect is coming. So take that information, do what you want with it, but I think really good things are ahead, you guys. So it's nice to see these things develop. MicroStrategy Square becomes repeat Bitcoin buyers. So we talked a little bit yesterday in yesterday's video about Square dropping another $170 million on Bitcoin. Hopefully they got in at the dip, because that's good for them. So basically MicroStrategy did the same thing, you guys. They entered in with another roughly $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. So it looks to me like they bought the dip, and I think a lot of other people bought the dip too. It just won't really be coming out until maybe a few weeks from now, maybe in a month from now. Like I said in yesterday's video, keep an eye on that kind of stuff, because you're going to see a lot of big corporations and big money management firms and big, basically corporate giants talking about how they're adding Bitcoin to their reserves because they're getting out of cash. Everybody knows, you guys, that cash is a very risky asset. I think cash is the riskiest asset to be in right now, if you ask me. If you look at what's happened last year and what's already happening this year, and the way that the Fed is printing more money and they're giving out more stimulus package and all this stuff's going down, they're printing the dollar into oblivion. In my personal opinion, they're doing it on purpose. We will talk about that another day in another video. But for right now, let's just continue with the news, you guys. The dollar is dropping. People want to hedge it, and Bitcoin's looking like one of the best hedges there are. Mounting upward pressure behind Bitcoin may soon be reflected on prices despite an impending supply barrier. MicroStrategy buys the Bitcoin dip. This is all really, really, really good stuff, guys. This is what tells us that the market is still healthy, that these pullbacks happen. They're going to happen. It's still healthy, you guys. Love what I'm seeing. I'm going to show you how to find all of this on your own. We are going to look at just proves what really goes on. It's another good article to read, you guys. Price corrections are a part of Bitcoin's DNA and history. That is a fact. If you look at Bitcoin from day one, coming out at just a couple pennies, basically, it's had some huge price movements up, and it's had some huge pullbacks. But let me tell you, it's always on an upward trajectory. If you bought Bitcoin a long time ago and you've been holding Bitcoin, you're winning. Hold Bitcoin, win big prizes. Holding Bitcoin is a good thing. The history speaks for itself. It's inevitable that people buy and sell and take profits, but now with the global attention and the basically big names talking about Bitcoin and everything that's going on, people investing in Bitcoin, this is a great article, you guys. I'm not going to read it. I want to show you that it's out there, and I want you to go check it out for yourself, really. Okay, this is huge news, guys. This is really big news. The Fed chair says it's up to Congress to bring a digital dollar to market. Listen, a digital dollar is coming. The CBDCs will start rolling out. They will start rolling out in 2021. If the United States gets there first, and if they roll out a digital dollar and they start to implement all of these things on the backbone of technical platforms, and if they, the blockchain and all these things, look, it's smart for them. They want to get rid of cash. Janet Yellen always comes back out and she's always, yakking about how Bitcoin's used for nefarious transactions and, all this stuff. And they're trying to throw some shade over here. They say, look over here. Well, we do all this over here. What I call bull stuff on that, because the fact is you cannot track the dollar. Paper currency in your hand is the most widely used asset on the planet for nefarious activities, for drugs, for you name it. The dollar is it. Why they have so much shade on Bitcoin? They're up to something, you guys. They want to implement blockchain. They want to implement their own digital dollars so they can track everything you do. They want to tax every breath you take. They know darn well that the blockchain provides that for them. They're going to sell it to you in a bed of roses, but really when it comes down to is it's an infringement on freedom, if you ask me. But we can't control those things, guys. We can only try to make the most out of the opportunities and do what you want with what the world is basically force feeding us. But these things are happening. They are coming out. Once the United States dollar does it first, the entire world will be in a scramble to do their own thing, or else they're going to have to bend the knee to the almighty dollar in a digital form. They already have to do that because of the way things are, the digital reserve global currency. But believe you me, it's all happening. And where is it happening? It's going to be happening on the blockchain, you guys. Trillions of dollars will flow into the cryptocurrency space once the CBDCs start to roll out. Mark my words, I'm not the only person talking about this. This information is readily available. There's this thing called the internet where you can do some pretty heavy research and find out pretty much anything about anything. So again, another good article to read. The last one we're going to go over here real quick, you guys, because I've been kind of just thinking about stuff like this over the past 5 years or so, is there's a shift happening. Global crypto population surpasses 100 million. Still in early, guys. Still in very, very early. Boomers and Gen X now keen on Bitcoin. You think that as technology progresses in this world, you think that the younger generations are not going to fully dive into this stuff? That's exactly what's happening. It's exactly what's happening. The baby boomer generation, you guys, is just aging and aging and aging. And the baby boomer generation was the most wealthy generation that the world has yet seen. So what do you think is going to happen with all that wealth that they've been generating and that they've been accumulating all their life? It's going to be passing it down to the Gen Xers and then passing it down to the millennials. So, the millennials, they're all in their 30s now, guys. They're all educated. They're all out there in the world. They're making their way. And, technology is like their language. So these people are going to be way more apt to invest in things like cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin in particular, than they are going to be about legacy system stuff like gold. Now, I think gold is a good thing to own. I do own a little bit of gold. I do own a little bit of silver. I love precious metals. It's about diversification, you guys. I'm not throwing shade, but let me tell you, in today's world, in today's digital economy, into the way things transact, you can't send your gold across the world. It just sits there. It's more of a store of value. You can't do it. You can't spend it. You can't take it to the store and buy groceries with it. You can't go make your car payment with it, but you can with crypto. You can send millions or even billions of dollars if you want around the world in a very short amount of time for a very small amount of money. That should say everything you need to know about cryptocurrency. I'm kind of going to leave it there, guys. Research this kind of stuff yourself and be ready to understand that these things are happening. There are shifts, there are paradigm shifts happening in the world of global transactions, monetary policies. Everything is about to change, and it's about to change right in front of your face. You will see these things fully implemented no later than halfway through this decade. By 2025, the entire financial landscape will look vastly different than it does right now. There will be no dollars in your pocket. There will be no such thing. They will become antiques. And everybody will be interacting digitally. Everybody will be interacting through their phones. They'll be making their payments. They'll be doing all kinds of stuff. It's all going to be digital. It's all happening right now. The chance for, lifetime change worth of opportunity to grasp these things, to understand them, and to gain wealth on your own, rather than just being out there and slaving, day and night, 40 hours a week, 50 hours a week in some cases, and just busting your butt for the little, chicken feed that they give us. Those days are coming to an end. If you become an opportunist and seize this opportunity to do just that, take advantage of what they're giving us. Because if not, then we're just going to toil away for the rest of our lives. And by the time we retire, and we're not even, we're too old to really enjoy the finer things in life, which is number one, your health. The system that they spoon feed us right now, it sucks. I don't want anything to do with it. I've watched my parents, I've watched too many people that I know and love work all of their lives. They get to retirement, they get, $1,200 a month for their retirement. And that's just not going to do it in today's age with the inflation and what's going on. If you're counting on dollars, guys, you're in trouble. Is it risky to be in crypto? Yes. Is it risky to be in the stock market? Yes. Is it risky to make investments? Yes. It's a bigger risk to hold all of your money in dollars in your bank. The way the world is moving, those things are completely obvious. So anyways, I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for joining me. If you made it this far, you're dedicated. I appreciate you. I love my subs. I love interacting with you guys. Please like, comment, share, get the word out there. Let's interact with each other, and let's just, let's feed off the positivity, you guys. Keep a positive mindset, and things will be all right. Have a great evening. Thank you very much. Peace.